The starter calling him in. And they're away. Very steady pace as they race towards the first. Clutterbuck on the outside, the far side as we see them. Brown Tricks on the near side. Polly's Pal between horses, then Connaught and Buck's Green, and finally Connaught River. Clutterbuck and Brown Tricks. From Polly's Pal and Connaught, then Buck's Green and Connaught River. Racing to the third. It's Clutterbuck on the far side. Connaught has gone up to join the leading trio with Brown Tricks on the inside. Polly's Pal fourth now, then Buck's Green and Connaught River, and Connaught and Clutterbuck going on together from Brown Tricks, then Polly's Pal, a little gap to Buck's Green, and then Connaught River. Connaught on the inside of Clutterbuck, then Brown Tricks going smoothly in behind them with Polly's Pal on his outside, then Buck's Green and Connaught River. As they race to the next, over the fourth. Connaught River jumped rather deliberately in rear. Peter Scudamore will be trying to humour him past the stables on this first circuit a little later on. Clutterbuck and Connaught from Brown Tricks, Buck's Green, Polly's Pal and Connaught River as they race towards another plain one, number 6. The first irregular obstacle is the 9th, which is the water. The ditches are numbers 10 and 12 this time. Clutterbuck in the lead from Connaught and Brown Tricks, Polly's Pal, Buck's Green and Connaught River. Richard Linley on Clutterbuck lands over the 7th in the lead from Connaught. Brown Tricks jumping well on the inside, then Polly's Pal, Buck's Green and Connaught River. Just having a look over at the stands, but continuing all right. Connaught River behind the other quintet, and not far behind them either, as they swing left-handed and race down towards another plain fence. Number 8. Clutterbuck from Brown Tricks, the two stable companions. Connaught a little wide of them, then Polly's Pal and Buck's Green and Connaught River over the 8th. Clutterbuck, Brown Tricks, Connaught, Buck's Green and Polly's Pal and Connaught River as they come to the water. Clutterbuck and Brown Tricks together from Connaught, very close. Buck's Green and Polly's Pal, then Connaught River, the first of the two ditches now. Brown Tricks on the inside of Clutterbuck. Connaught, Buck's Green, Polly's Pal and Connaught River. Number 11, Brown Tricks, Clutterbuck. Connaught, Buck's Green on the inside, Polly's Pal and Connaught River. So racing towards the final ditch now, 6 from home. Clutterbuck, Buck's Green on the inner, Connaught and Brown Tricks. Then Connaught River, who jumped it well upside Polly's Pal. They're racing towards the top of the hill now, the 5th from home. Connaught on the outside of Clutterbuck, Buck's Green on the inside. Brown Tricks is 4th. Then comes Polly's Pal and Connaught River. Running downhill now. 4 left to jump. Very closely grouped up front. Connaught, Buck's Green, Clutterbuck, Brown Tricks very close in behind them. Polly's Pal and Connaught River in the picture as well. And Brown Tricks a faller there. Brown Tricks a fall up. He's up all right. And so's Ben DeHaan, but John Frankham has missed a tip up there. Running down to the next, 3 out. Connaught, Clutterbuck and Buck's Green. Buck's Green on the inside of Clutterbuck. Then Connaught. Then comes Polly's Pal and Connaught River, and it's Buck's Green with the advantage from the white-faced Clutterbuck now as they race into the final turn. Buck's Green from Clutterbuck. Connaught River is coming there now, showing with his white face over on the far side as they run down towards the second last now. Clutterbuck on the near side, going stronger than Buck's Green at the second last, but still getting close as Connaught River. It's Clutterbuck on the near side. Buck's Green, a faller there is Lanort. They're coming to the final fence now. Clutterbuck on the near side of Buck's Green, and old Connaught River getting into the picture on the far side. Clutterbuck on the near side, Connaught River on the far side, Clutterbuck on the near side, Connaught River beginning to get up as they race into the closing stages. It's Connaught River now from Clutterbuck as they race up towards the line. It's Connaught River with Clutterbuck fighting back. Connaught River on the far side is going to win it. Connaught River and Clutterbuck in a photo. Connaught River's won it for me from Clutterbuck. It's a photo though, and a close photo. Buck's Green is third and four's Polly's Pal. And the faller all right at the second last. It's very, very close, this one. Very close. Connaught River on the far side, Clutterbuck on the near side. The judge calling the numbers in race card order. Number 2, Clutterbuck. Number 5, Connaught River. Very close between Richard Linley and Peter Scudamore. Brown tricks the faller at the top of the hill when they look to have his measure at this point. But this we can review later, but let's see the closing stages with Richard Pittman.
So in fact we go to the top of the hill where Brown Tricks is back in 4th place. He'd made several mistakes prior to this and just got too close, and I'm afraid there's no getting back from a mistake like that. Slightly clumsy, had been all the way, but as they ran to the last, you can see now that the two nearest to us are Buck's Green and Clutterbuck's big white face on the outside. But on the far inside, Peter Scudamore whipped around the bend, saved valuable ground on Connaught River, and was putting himself in a challenging position. But nearest to us, Clutterbuck looked to be going the best, definitely at this stage. Got a little bit close to that, but Richard Linley helped him over it nicely. And now as he gathers him, I would think that Richard thinks he's got the winning here, the beating of Buck's Green. But on the far side is the big white face again of Connaught River, and P. Scudamore just hands and heels. He's trying to nurse this fellow until he really throws down a challenge. Now they need to meet it right here. Again, Clutterbuck a little bit close, but on the far side, Connaught River lands running, and this gives him the impetus, aided by P. Scudamore, to go up. And very quickly, he gets to the leader here, Clutterbuck. I thought Clutterbuck was going easily enough to produce quite a bit of speed. But here you can see Connaught River gone fully half a length up and looks as if he's going away. But it's a tough old hill, this. Clutterbuck nearest to us, driven by Richard Linley, head down, really going for it. And I would think there's probably a neck in it at this moment. But when they get to the line, it's anybody's guess as to who wins. It's a difficult angle from where we are, but you can see here that Clutterbuck is appearing to get up. I don't know. Yes, I think it's definitely Clutterbuck winning from Connaught River.
And here's Connaught River and Peter Scudamore. These two riders be waiting very anxiously to hear the numbers called here. It's very, very close indeed. Connaught River number 5 and Clutterbuck number 2.